Alright, so I bet you guys are not expecting this video so soon, but here I am. I finished ReZero Volume 26 pretty quickly, man. And I gotta say, man, this has definitely reignited my passion and love for ReZero with this new arc, ReZero Arc 7. And we're in a new area. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump right into my thoughts on this freaking arc so far. Alright, so this volume left off where we ended in the last volume, where Subaru gets sent away with Rem and Louis Arneb. And what an interesting development with Rem being back awake but not having her memories, which makes it very, very frustrating for Subaru, who's went through all this trouble to get Rem back, and even to us readers, because we were waiting for this moment and for it all to be brought back in a way where we don't feel that full satisfaction of Rem being back. But Rem's suspicion of Subaru was definitely an interesting choice, and I'm glad the author brought it back. It definitely brought a level of intrigue and conflict early on, right from the get-go. And another aspect that's really frustrating is that Rem is protecting Louise, who we obviously know is an archbishop, because she has no idea who Louise is. So there's a lot going on. Subaru's trying to get rid of Louise while also trying to protect Rem, but then he realizes as the volume goes on that it's not going to be possible to just take Rem and get Louise out the way, because Rem and Louise come in a package due to the amnesia that was placed upon him. Now I'm kind of jumping around, but like in this video I kind of just want to say my general thoughts, because this volume didn't have too much going on, so I'm gonna just be kind of jumping from place to place. But yeah, so Subaru basically learns and realizes that he's just gonna have to play by Rem's rules, because obviously he loves and cares for Rem, and he has to understand that she doesn't remember him, and he has the very, very strong scent of the witch. So that's just a huge factor that always works against him. So now I'm gonna jump over to my thoughts on the camp, the jungle, Vollachia, Abel, the new character. So Abel, great character, interesting guy. Yeah, don't have too much to say on him just yet. We'll get into it as I go through the volume, as we get further into the events. But Abel, cool character, exciting. He was like kind of like a partner for Subaru so far in this volume, and it looks like he's going to continue to be sort of like a partner figure for him in this new place that he's exploring. And another character from Vollachia that's really, really interesting is Todd. So there's a point in the volume, obviously I'm sure a lot of you have read it, already seen it, where Subaru, Rem, and Louise basically get stuck in a camp where they meet Todd. Now Todd is a interesting character so far. So far it seems like he has a lot of mystery surrounding him. He's putting up this sort of act because I guess he's trying to maybe get information out of them, or he's the type of person who's trying to see if somebody is useful to them before he shows his true colors. And I feel like once Subaru showed Todd that he could be of use to him, Todd decided not to kill him or end their lives. Because as we've seen in multiple loops, Todd is a very, very cunning, deceiving person. And if he feels like people can be of use to him, he's not quick to let that opportunity go. Is basically my impression of him so far. And yeah, so like just the interactions in the camp, cool stuff. Everyone's wondering why Rem's so important to Subaru, why he's doing all this. And it's pretty funny because like throughout the volume people are asking Subaru like, yo, this girl does not want to be with you, like why are you trying to force yourself on her, like what even is your relationship with her? Which is so funny because it's like it's just such a hard spot for him, because she doesn't even have any memory of any of those things going on. The volume also gave us a little bit of a preview of the Wallachian Empire and their belief system. They're a lot more I don't want to say cold, but I guess their culture is more accepting of quick, decisive decisions. Like when Subaru told Todd that there was demon beasts in the jungle and they just instantly decided to burn down the whole place without a second thought. It's just like they're decisive, they're quick. If it's going to benefit them, they'll take it. That's basically my impression of these people. And it's very interesting for a character like Subaru, who doesn't really operate on that sort of cold-hearted, self-serving motive, and is actually quite the opposite of that. So it's interesting to see a character like him be intertwined with characters who are literally the opposite of him. Like one example of a time that I just like, it was hilarious. After the forest gets burned down and Subaru gets shot down by one of the Shudrig, he comes back and he's like, okay, like I can't tell them about all that stuff. And then he's like, okay, I can't tell them that there's demon beasts this time. But because Subaru, I guess he wasn't good at concealing his lie, Todd knew he was lying, and then Todd was suspicious of him. So then Subaru brings them on a chase because he's like, okay, I'm with the Shudrick people, like, don't kill me. I'll lead you to the village if you just want to talk to them. So he's leading them, and obviously we know that he has the demon beast, the witch's scent, so he attracts them. And this guy leads them into the jungle. And he's like, okay, yeah, we'll be there in 2 hours. Easy. And then like 30 minutes later, the demon beasts come and try attacking them. And he tries to ditch the camp. And then Todd is like, nah, bro, you ain't screwing us over and getting away. So then Todd chases him. Todd says, screw his teammates, screw my people who are fighting the demon beasts. This was your plan. I'm gonna chase you down. And I don't know. That whole interaction was hilarious. He leads them to the trap. He thinks he's just gonna get away. Todd's like, nah, I don't even care if I die. I'm taking you down with me. And I love that. It's so funny. But then he gets KO'd or something, and he gets saved by the Shudrick, which leads us to the trial between Abel and Subaru and the Shudrick people, the ritual of blood. Freaking awesome, bro. Subaru and Abel's relationships have been so interesting, or Vincent, I should say, because we learned his name was Vincent. But yeah. So Subaru and Vincent are trapped in a cage. They had that cool trial where they had to fight the demon beast, and I was like, how the hell are they gonna do this? And it was a really fun fight, man. Like Subaru swinging around on trees, and Abel using his sword to, try and chop off the horn, and then Subaru finishing it off with the fire ring he had, punching it. He blew his freaking arm off. Like, it's like very grounded, down to earth action that I love. Like, Vincent is an extremely powerful swordsman, which is actually hilarious too, because Subaru makes a note to say like, yo, we're kind of screwed. Like, I got a second-rate swordsman, and I'm not even a good fighter. And then Vincent's like, second-rate? Like, what are you doing? Why are you throwing shots at me, boy? And I laughed so hard when I read that. I'm like, yo, he's dissing this guy, second-rate swordsman, to his face. But I really like that Subaru and Vincent aren't like super powerful characters, because it really brings some grounding to the story and the events. And what I really loved about this entire volume was just how grounded it felt. It was just truly a grounded story in another world, and that's why this is my favorite volume I've read in such a long time, because it just really feels like I'm back in that pure like adventure and unknown and mysteries and just groundedness that I felt at the beginning of ReZero, where things weren't too crazy. There wasn't too many resources Subaru had at his disposal, and I love to see Subaru in situations where he doesn't have too many resources. I like to see how he handles that, because that's what makes it so thrilling to read, when he doesn't have Beatrice, when he doesn't have Amelia, when we see what Subaru can do on his own, when we see him struggle and figure things out, be crafty, sacrifice things, being forced to sacrifice something he's learning now in this arc. And it's great, man. It's great. It feels refreshing, it feels new. And yeah, they basically save the people. End of the chapter, Subaru's now with the Shudrick people. His arm got blown off, but it came back because of the black blood from Pristella. So like now he has some type of regen on his arm and legs, which is very interesting. That's a whole different discussion. But yeah, he reunites with Rem, and Rem's like, of course, a little bit reserved as always because the witch is sent, but she sees how battered and bruised he was, and they also explain that he was fighting for her and all that. So Rem and Subaru are kind of getting a little closer, because Rem doesn't trust him, but she also wants to know who he is and why he's doing all this for her. So that's also a unique perspective we have going on now. And yeah, I don't think the author is going to reverse this, maybe at the end of the story, but I have a strong feeling Rem's not going to come back the way she was before. And I actually think it works well, because he's starting from zero, and this is just his chance to make a new relationship with her. One that might not be maybe the same one it was before, but this is kind of, in a weird way, it feels like a different Rem, Without her memory, she just has a different vibe to her. But then again, it's like we're getting to see the Rem that was existing before ReZero started. That's what I really appreciate and love about this arc. We're seeing Rem before she met Subaru. That's the Rem we're seeing. Because at the beginning, when Subaru first met Rem, she was actually a lot colder than Rem. Rem was more outwardly cold, but Rem was scarier because she was hiding her dark intent, which was it was creepy. So yeah, I think that's really interesting, and yeah, I'm just super looking forward to this arc. Vincent is actually a royal, and he's getting ready to go back to the capital. There's all types of stuff going on. There's some type of political war going on. There's so much going on, and I gotta say, I gotta give this volume a 9 out of 10, maybe 10 out of 10. It was just, I finished it so fast. The experience, if I'm just rating it off my experience reading it, amazing, because not too much happened, but it was enough to get me intrigued because everything was new. No Amelia, no Biyako, no Julius, because I feel like this volume saved ReZero in a way, because I felt like it was starting to feel a little bit formulaic, because we kind of knew the character banter, we knew the character dynamics, and it started to feel comfortable, you know. ReZero started to feel comfortable. So the author noticed that. I'm glad he took note of that. And he shifted completely. He said, nah, we can't keep this comfortable, because people got into ReZero because of the thrill of Subaru and his struggle to obtain the things he wants. And the author perfectly understood this. And now he's giving us back what we loved so much, or at least me, what I loved so much about ReZero. So I'm looking forward to this adventure in Vollachia, man. I'm hoping we get to meet so many new characters. And yeah, I hope it lasts a good amount of time where we can fully envelop ourselves in pretty much ReZero Part 2. It feels like it's a whole reset for Subaru, and he's kind of just like starting from zero, truly. I guess that's why last volume he says it starts from zero. Like, it really does feel like ReZero 2. Like, it's like, okay, that Amelia stuff, okay, this is Part 2 now. This is a whole different story, and yeah, 10 out of 10 from me. And yeah, I would definitely say this volume saved ReZero for me. It's probably, man, I just loved it so much. I loved it more than like a lot of things, because it's just so refreshing, bro. So refreshing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this journey. I'm sticking with the light novels because I just can't. We'll see what happens. I love like reading physical books. But yeah, amazing volume. Looking forward to this arc. I think the next volume is coming out in May, which is a long time from now. But yeah, maybe I'll probably be reading other stuff. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so we'll meet in this video.